Hey, Okie Tools here, and this is going to be my video replacing the front struts on my Dodge Ram 1500. It's a 2007, but this video is also pertinent for the 2006, 2007, and 2008 model years. So before I get started, I wanted to show you why I'm actually doing this. I'm not doing it just to do it for fun. As you can see there, there's liquid right there on the lower control arm, I believe it is. You can see the difference in color right there, and you can see that it's coming from the top part of the strut. So that strut is leaking, and it needs to be replaced. And if I can put my video on here of me driving down the highway, you can kind of hear on there and get a sense of you know, how kind of wobbly it is while you're driving with one side of the strut not working properly or leaking like it is. And it's just worn out and it needs to be replaced. I'm going to do the other one as well, just so I can do them in the pairs like you're supposed to. And it'll be nice to have a you know, brand new, those Moogs are original ride quality, so brand new original ride quality you know, suspension system on the front. And I'm also doing the rears, and I'll show you that video as well. But I'm really looking forward to it helping this truck out a lot to take it back to its original ride quality. Okay, so I got the truck jacked up, got it properly supported under there with two jack stands, so safety first. I got the jack set on the knuckle there to raise up the suspension so it doesn't flop down after I disconnect everything, and I got my series of hand tools there I'm going to be using. Suggest investing in one of those. Makes a lot of busting these old rusty fasteners loose a lot easier, and one of those will help you as well to hold all your hardware and things. So let's go ahead and take a look in here, and I'll show you what I'm going to be disconnecting. The first component's going to be disconnecting first, and some of the sockets and wrenches you're going to be needing. So this one right here is one we're going to be getting off of there. It won't come all the way out. If you've probably seen in other YouTube videos, it just to get that nut so it has the free play that you need to allow it to drop far enough to get the strut out. We're going to be taking the tie rod off as well, and just, you know, busting the nut loose, taking it down, getting it off. And I'm actually going to be replacing my upper ball joint. So you just go ahead and bust the nut off of there and knock it up through there. I'm just going to be knocking mine out of there. I don't need to save this one or anything. I am going to be saving my tie rod for now. It does probably need to be, it's not that bad, but it does probably need to be replaced in the future, and I do plan on doing my lower ball joint as well at some point in time. After you get those off, be aware of your brake line, and you can go ahead and untake this. If I can get it off of there while I'm on video. There you go. Let's go ahead and take that off of there. I believe that's the anti-lock brake cord. You want to be aware of that one as well. On the strut itself, you have three nuts up here, then you have one big nut down here, and you have a bolt on the other side. Don't know how well you can see that, but it's right there, and you need to hold that so it doesn't free spin. So those are all the nuts we're going to be taking off, and bolts, and that'll allow us to get all this out of the way so we can go ahead and get it out of there. Okay, hope you guys are in frame and I'm not blocking you or anything. Okay, so I got the nut off, and you can either use a puller they make to get that out of there, or you can use a BFH, which is what I used. And you know, if you're going to use a BFH, you need to be careful the way you go about doing it. You can tap it on the side, and that'll usually get it to pop out, or you can even put the nut back on there the backwards way, and you can hit it up there if you're real careful. And then you can also use a pickle fork if you want to. Yeah, used a combination of tapping it down here and tapping it on the side, and eventually I got it up out of there, no problem. I'm going to reuse mine for the time being, but I do plan on replacing them in the future. But you need to be careful about those if you plan on just reusing them and not replacing them while you're in here. It's a good idea to get them done while you're in here, since you got it all apart already, and you got to go do an alignment anyways. But I'm actually didn't have the money to get those right now, so I will be replacing those later. Okay, it's time to do the upper ball joint, and this is a 13/16 nut, just like the tie rod was, if I didn't mention that before. And you're going to want to go ahead and bust it loose and go ahead and take it off of there. Okay, and now I got it busted loose. Just for the time being, I got this upper control arm here hooked in to take some slack off of the brake cable and everything like that. Okay, so the way to get this one out is, because it's just going to free spin on you, you got to put a crescent wrench on this piece right here to hold it and put it up against the member, and then start undoing it. It's I believe an 18mm, at least that's what I got on it. It's kind of weird because everything else on here was SAE except this. Okay, so I hope I keep you in frame the whole time, but I don't know if I can. Anyways, this right here is a 15/16, and the other side I believe is a 13/16. So I'm got a breaker bar on the other side with the proper size socket to hold that one still while I start taking this one off. So I'm going to be using the lug wrench on this side. Okay, there you have it. So we got the bolts up here, and I believe they are 15mm. Again, kind of strange because everything else on here has been SAE except for that one down there. But they're definitely 15mm. Suggest you invest in one of these gear wrench torque ratcheting wrenches. They just make this so much easier to do, especially those back ones. So get those undone and pull the bolt out on the bottom. We should be able ready to take it out. Okay, as you can see, I got it already out through past all that, so let's go ahead and pull it out. There's the whole unit right there. So got that out of the way. It's time to install the new one after I clean up a little. So there's the new strut next to the old strut. It's nice that these Moogs come with a new bolt too for the bottom. They come with all the hardware you're going to need to reinstall, and I'll tell you, just looking at it, man, it looks a lot beefier than the old one. It's got some stickers on it pertaining to ride height may appear to be higher after you get it in there, and just to let it settle, and about the safety notice with not removing the top bolt because it'll release a bunch of spring tension and stuff like that. So it looks like we're ready to put it back on. Okay guys, just a real quick note on installation. There's this piece that comes out right here, and there's this flat piece back here, and that all references with its installation up there, as well as the fact that these are 3 inches on center, and this is like 3 1/4, somewhere between 3 1/4, 3 1/2 on center. So this is the way it has to be installed, is in like that, so that the base there will line up on the stud. It was kind of vague in the instructions that came with the actual strut from Moog, so I was just trying to clarify for y'all. Okay, got it in place there. Just time to start putting the bolts on and getting them properly torqued, and then start hooking everything back up, and I'll come back after I do that. Okay, so just to go over some torques real quick. The torque on this is 40 foot-pounds. The torque on this one, because they basically use the same nut, a 13/16, if I'm not mistaken, is 40 foot-pounds. The torque on this
is, sorry it's not showing up there real good, but it is 155 foot-pounds. I'm not 100% what the torque on this one is, so I just snugged it up. I'm sure you can look it up. It's a smaller bolt, and you know, piece coming through than these other two were, so I'm sure it's under 40. I did know what the torque was on those, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I just snugged mine down. I believe it's, well, I don't even want to tell you in case I'm wrong, so I would just look that one up if you want. It's really hard to get a torque wrench in there. You'd have to use like a crow's foot or something, so I just really snugged mine down. Be careful. I have heard people busting those by tightening them too much, so just be aware of that. And then the lug nuts are 135 for mine foot-pounds. So that's all the torques for all the components that I took off, to my knowledge. Okay, so got everything hooked up. That thing, the tie rod, the upper ball joint, and all the strut bolts and everything, and there's the new strut in there. So it's time to go to the alignment shop, get a front end alignment, you know, 50-60 bucks, and we're done. This was my video putting new struts on my Dodge Ram 1500. This is a 2007, pertinent for 2006, 2007, 2008 model years. Thanks for watching.